Hi friends, welcome back to my sewing room. My name's Lorraine and you're at my YouTube channel Shanebrick Cottage, where I am going to share with you all the things I've been working on the last couple of weeks as far as cross stitching and quilting. I think I have a lot of finishes to share with you. Well, I know I have a lot of finishes to share with you. I was going to say I think I should call this a finishing palooza. So I'll start with cross stitch. I'll show you my finishes, my whips, and my plans for next month. I made some project boards that are kind of but I'm going to show them to you anyway because I'm really, even though I go, oh, I really love them. And then I'll jump into my quilting and show you where I've been the last couple weeks. And I have a new jelly roll rug I have started just tonight. So let's get started. Since we last met, I have finished a few things. So let me show you what I finished. I finished my first cracker. I'm obsessed. I finally finished bobbin and the little pin keep. So here's my version. I could not be happier. And then here is my pin keep. So I still need to fully finish them. I do have a spool I'm going to put it on, so I'm going to finish it very similar to this. I did, let me tell you what I stitched mine on. Here, let me hold them side by side. They're the same fabric, but they're a little different. I don't know if it'll show in the camera. Not too much. So I use vintage spray from Curly Girl's Etsy store to dirty up my 14 count oatmeal Aida. I was going to leave it its regular color, which is here, but it was too light for Bobbin's stomach area. This was just blending in too much, so I dirtied it up, and I love it. 14 count Aida. Most of the Called Weeks dye works, with the exception of, let me tell you my substitution. Sangria I didn't have, so I substituted Classic Colorworks Bunny Honey. I did not have Red Pear, so I used Classic Colorworks Clay Pot. Lancaster Red I subbed out with Classic Colorworks Cherry Cobbler. And then Bright Leaf I did not also have, so I did DMC 435. So yeah, a lot of substitution, so maybe 50-50. I mostly have a lot of Classic Colorworks because I used to belong to the Fat Quarter Shop's Floss Club, and kind of miss it. Maybe go back. I wasn't a fan of using Weeks. I didn't like the little cardboard tabs. I don't know, like I find something I like and then I want to stick with it. So anyway, I'm very happy I finished that. So no promises, but this will be fully finished sometime soon to show you. Then I have this finish. This was Stitching with the Housewives March monthly weigh-in, and I only did this little portion here because I want to leave it up year round. So here's my version of it. And let me put one of my new boards behind it. There you go. So pretty. I even left the floss on the ring together because I like to use this color combination in some other things that I really like that color combination. And I used the Called For Classic Colorworks, and this is 14 count Country Mocha. And as my new t-shirt says, I'm an Aida stitcher, so that's what you're going to see from me as Aida if you're new. But if you're returning, you already know that. So those are my two cross stitch finishes. And then, well, since I have them here, let me show you the boards. So here is a Lloyd Holt board. Very nice and beautiful and lovely, and I love everything about them except for the cost. So I watched, I'll look it up. Red Farm Rooster, Blue Farm. I'll look it up and put it here in the bottom somewhere. Anyway, she had a tutorial on how to make these. And I've kind of made them before, but what I liked about hers is she stitched. Before, I always just used hot glue. So this was my first one, and I wanted to say this was going to be my worst one, but actually it was probably one of the better of the three I did. And I threw in some rickrack, and then I put this little heart piece of fabric in here. It was just a half square triangle that I cut like a heart and was tucked in the binding. So I can use this as my stitching board when I sit and watch TV with Steve. I have a little place to put my needle instead of putting it in the board. I got off a little bit here, so it's wonky. I mean, it's definitely a work in progress. So there's the first one. Here's the second one. And I just used what I had. I used some scrap jelly roll fabric I had and scrap batting. And this one is really wonky too on the back. I just could not get this just right. And then this one I thought was going to be the best one because it was the last one and I wasn't going to use rickrack, but it was like the worst. I don't know what I was doing. This is really, but a little piece of tilde fabric I had, a little fat quarter that I cut into little strips. But the key is they're functional. And they cost me like next to nothing to make. So I'm going to keep at it until I get good at it, because you can never have too many design boards. So there's my design boards. Then for cross stitch, let me show you my whips that I worked on since we last spoke. So I had two finishes. Now this should have been done. This should have been done last year, and I didn't get it done this year either. I just kind of lost steam. So let me pull the needle out. So I'm going to put this one away for next year. So beautiful. I love that floss combination. So all I have left to do is a few of those ginormous daffodils that are going to go there by the fence. If I could do it all over again, I would have just done the barn and called it a day, because that's my favorite part. But I was committed to finish it. So there's a month to month. Here's the pattern. Yeah, that's what it was called, April month to month, and it was a club that I joined. So I had got the floss and the pattern. I provided my own fabric, which is just a white 14 count Aida. So that'll get put away until next year. Then I pulled out, I guess that was it for the whips, because I really focused on those. The bobbin was a start and a finish. So can I please get a gold star? It was a start and a finish, which never happens for me. So anyway, so today after work, I pulled out some previous things that I'd put away that I'm going to pull out and work on. So these are what I'm going to work on the next couple weeks. So a Lori Holt. This is my working copy, so I could fold it. You're the boss. And this is where I got at it last year. So just a little start. Very pretty. And then the other item in this bag is really, I think, pretty close to being finished. I mean, the bulk of the stitching's done. So this is Sew All the Things by Flamingo Toes. And I think I chose my own adventure. I think I just picked my own colors because that sewing machine is really like a poppin' pink. That is some hot pink going on there. So that I'm gonna plug away at, because I really don't think it's gonna take that much longer to finish. I mean, there's still a good bit of stitching because I got to do the whole throat area of the sewing machine and the plate. But anyway, so there's that. And those were also on 14 count. And this is just in a Lori Holt panel bag, which if I do these again, I do like it. This one I didn't do any lining or anything or any batting or soft and stable, so it's just kind of floppy. These are very nice. I would just make that change. So that I'm going to leave. I'm going to put that right here because I'm going to keep that one out in the mix. Here is one that I'm working on that I have a really tiny start from last year. And I don't know why. I don't know why I lost steam on it. I just didn't dig into it. Love you, Mom. So Mom, if you're watching, I love you. And here's my little sad start from last year. So I'm not even sure which way I'm going on this fabric. I better count. I don't know if it's exactly the same size. I better check it out before I start it up again. I usually start, yeah, this is probably where I started. I'm usually a top left starter is my preference. So that's the only thing in this bag. And this is another Lori Holt panel, but this one I did put a little batting in and did some light quilting. So that turned out really nice, really nice. So that's something I'm going to work on. Here is a start since we last saw each other that I told you I was going to start. And I know in my haul when I show you, I have the rest of floss. I didn't have all the floss. So Lori Holt Stitch Card X. And here is a piece of 14 count Aida that maybe I went a little crazy on the vintage spray. I just kept going darker and darker, and then I got some really drippy drews. Look at that, where I got too close because I was like, anyway, I think I'm upside down too. Yep, I'm upside down because this is going to be my covered wagon here. And so here's what the fabric looked like on the back, and you can see where I really saturated it, maybe too much in those spots. But I wanted to make sure, because when I first started stitching, that green wasn't even showing very well, and my white definitely wasn't showing, and I really wanted that white to pop. So I'm going to stitch all 4 in a row, starting with the covered wagon, and then I don't know if I'm going to do the bonnet next, and then probably the log cabin, and then the flower, I think is the way that I might do it. So I'm excited that my floss came this week, and that's another one I might take this one. Well, I don't know. We're going camping for the first time this weekend for the season, and so I needed to, of course, take a project with me. I don't know, whoops, let me put this away. I don't know how much I'll get done because we're going with 2 other couples. So it'll be a pretty busy, full weekend with socializing. But I always gotta take something. I always gotta have my hands busy. So there's those. And then speaking of camping, I found this one that I had started last year. So this is Happy Campers by the Blue Flower. And I love this pattern for all the tiny motifs, and that was my goal, was to pull each one of these out and do it as like a small little, just a little small, and then put them and use them to decorate the camper. I'm not going to do the lodge or these trees. So what I'm working on right now is this, the beaver and the hedgehog toasting and marshmallows, and that's where I left him last year. So that one is something, I might work on that one tonight. And that's on 14 count, and I think I just pulled my own colors. I did, because it called for primarily DMC, and I must not have had the colors, and so I just was using some classic color works. So that one's a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to camping. This one here, I told you I was going to finish last time I saw you, but then I didn't work on it at all because I was working on bobbin. So this is another one that I need to, just a little bit more to do just over here, and I'm going to be all done. This is probably one of my most favorite stitches. So that's why we're just going to have a moment to look at it. I love it so much. It's so pretty. So pretty. So this pattern is a Jardin Privé, Lady of the Spring. I know I say it all the time, but there's really just not enough hours in the day. I just want to like stitch all the things, sew all the things. I just want to craft all the time. I love to craft. So that one I did not work on. Then I pulled out tonight. So this is one I told you I was going to start. And I was hemming and hawing on the fabric, and thank you for the feedback. And the final decision is I'm going to do it on the Vintage Country Mocha 14 count. Beautiful fabric. But I'm not going to start it because I don't have all the floss. So I pulled what I had, and then I made a list of the ones I'm missing. It's all DMC. So I don't know if I have floss in other projects. That's a possibility, or because I have a lot of DMC. But anyway, I have them in my shopping cart. And then the next time I place an order, I'll have the DMC come. I'll put it in here. I made myself a note card what the floss is for. And then I'll just do this next year because clearly I have enough projects to work on now. But I also pulled these two projects that I want to kit up, and I definitely hope to get a start on them for June. So there's another snapshot, June, and it's all camping themed, and I think it's so dear and so pretty. So again, a ton of DMC. Need to pull what I have and order the rest. And then this one keeps calling to me. Oops, sorry, Molly's barking. A Teresa Kogert strawberry sheep. She calls for I don't know, GTFT, is that Gentle Arts, or DMC? I will use the DMC. So very pretty. So those are two I'm going to kit up, and hopefully have those kitted up, if not started, next time we see each other. So let me set those aside. See, I was really busy. I really did do a lot of stitching, and that felt really good. So then let's talk about quilting. So I did take my Smokey the Bear quilt to the local store, and I rented time on the long arm, and I long armed it. So let me just step away from the camera a second and go grab that so I can show it to you. It turned out really pretty. To kind of give you the whole, I'll do the whole reveal when I get the binding on. So that's my last step, is a binding and a label. But I did edge to edge panto of trees all over, and it turned out amazing. And then here they are on the back. I haven't trimmed any loose threads or anything either, so, but there you can see the trees, and they kind of nest together in little clumps. And let's show you another picture of it. Let me pull it up. I cannot wait to finish this and then gift it. It's a gift for our friends that have a cabin that invited us a couple times to stay with them. And I was gonna say the floss. The thread that I used was this variegated Coats and Clarks that I got on clearance at Joann's. If you can tell. And that turned out really cool because I wasn't sure what color to use on this quilt, since the back is a Bella solid color, but the front has a lot of different colors. So I couldn't have gone wrong. I could have went with green as well. But I thought the brown was really nice in the back. And you can see, I don't know if you can see in the lighting here, the variegation. Maybe not. But let me tell you how nice that machine is that I rent. So of course there has to be some back tracing on the panto to make, to make the design. So here it like stitched this part of the tree twice, like the first time, and I had to come over so I could connect to the other tree. It shows up more because of the variegation of the thread, because it's dark in some spots and light in other. But I mean, it is on the money. Those stitches are, look how pretty those are. Oh, I love that machine so much. Like so very much. And that's a Bernina. I don't even know. I could insert here if you want I will insert a picture here of me working on the machine, and I'll tell you which type of machine it is. I'll never buy one for the house. They keep talking to me, and I'm just like, I can't afford it. I don't have the room for it. Can't afford it. Don't have the room for it. All the above. So there's that quilt. So stinking beautiful. I hope you guys like it as much as I do. It even feels good. The weight of it feels good in my arms. So let me set this one aside and I'll get some more to show you. For Easter, I made this little guy. And this is it's So Emma pattern, confetti star. It's just like a wall hanging or a crib size quilt. It is so stinking cute. And I use this fabric. So this is my version of it. So it is a mix of Brenda Riddle fabric, Joann's fabric, some stash, just a variety of things. And I did pretty good, but I did cut my points off like right there. Right. I mean, a couple of them are great. That one's a good one. And a couple of them, not so much. But that's okay. I'm still learning. And then I use like little Easter fabric in the middle. And then I'm going to use the same Easter fabric for the backing. And then I'm going to use this for my binding, the green. So this could either be like a little spring wall hanging, or it could be just a little lovey for my granddaughter, one of the granddaughters, the littlest one, to play with. I don't know. I had fun making it. I would definitely make this pattern again. So I give this pattern, you know, 2 thumbs up. It's a good little pattern. And it was interesting and fun. And then, and here's the batting. This is the batting that I like to use. And I was at Joann's probably twice since we last saw each other. Most recently yesterday. And yesterday they do have more batting in the store. And it's all 50% off. So I picked up 2 more packages. But my store is definitely going to be closing very soon. It is very picked over. I went in there last night hoping to get, the previous time I was in, they had a wide back Kona fabric, and I really wanted the navy, but I wasn't willing to pay the price per yard because it was still like, I don't know, $12 a yard, and I was hoping it would come down. Well, it must have came down because all of it's gone. All the fabric now is 50% off with a 2-yard minimum. But so it's all. So I missed out. Snooze you lose, but I was waiting for a better price point. So I got that done, that one done. I probably am gonna put this with some other quilt tops that I have that are not gonna be finished anytime soon. I really enjoyed making this though, and I would definitely make that pattern again. So let me set that aside. And then my last quilt that I worked on was my Grandma's Flower Garden, inspired by Shelly from Antique Needleworker and Carrie from Tiger Lily Designs. They were hosting Grumpy Susan Quilt Along, which I haven't really seen much about. I think Cracker Mania has taken over, and I definitely enjoyed Carrie's tutorial on how to finish the crackers, and I really want to get a couple more crackers to finish, like bobbin, so the animal crackers. So anyway, so this I worked on a good bit on Saturday. We went to a all-day outdoor raffle, and let's see, I stick my needles in them. And we lucked out. The weather held. We had thunderstorms all around us. We got home, we walked the dogs, and then it ripped loose. So we got really lucky. So I spent the day working on this one. So we visited all day, and they served lunch there, and we listened to music, and I just worked on adding these little petals to this flower. I did get this is a second one of these boxes. So this one is super nice. It works fine. The other vintage box I have, the lid keeps coming off in the back. The hinges are broke, but this one's really nice. So, I mean, it's like an ugly 70s green, but I thought for a grandmother's flower garden, it worked out well. And so, and it worked out well because I took this to that raffle. So I had a place, I knew it might rain, so I had a plastic box to keep all my stuff in case we got caught. And then it's been a little bit since I've shown you, so these are the ones that I have completed. And I'm using Riley Blake's fabric line to grandmother's house. Just using jelly rolls and yarded fat quarter bundle. I think I'm using fat quarter bundle, but then I also bought a jelly roll, so I had more. And this one, I started adding some of the outside. The garden path is green. So I'm very happy with this. This might be what I take camping, because I don't need a pattern. It's just stitch, sit and stitch. So that's that one. And then I think we're to haul. Plus I have one more project. And this project is still under the needle on the sewing machine because I was working on it this evening. I did a lot this evening. I got off work kind of early. I got off work like at, I guess, 3 today because I had a really big project that had to be done. So I worked last night. I think I stopped around 11. Now I didn't work straight through. I did take a couple hours out for running errands and having dinner last night. But I worked until 11, and then I got up and I was back at it by like 5:30, 5:45 this morning. So around 3, I just texted my boss, like the project was done. We all like high-fived each other. I was just like, I'm kind of like, I'm gonna just tap out. So I tapped out, I got a shower, and then I like started working on stuff. So that was nice. Really enjoying my job. I enjoy that. Like sometimes you got to work really hard to get stuff done to meet expectations, and then you know, like, okay, like it's 3 o'clock. I've got a lot of hours already in for the week. I am just gonna tap out. So anyway, so I did. So what I started was a jelly roll rug, and I've had this pattern, but I've never made this rug. I made a jelly roll slice rug, which turned out really beautiful with some fig tree fabric that I sold on Etsy because the colors were, although beautiful, had a lot of orange in it, and orange is not a color I decorate with unless it's, you know, like Thanksgiving orange, you know, that time of year. So I sold that one on Etsy, and this one I am using a jelly roll. I'll insert a picture here. It was a Riley Blake jelly roll that was on flash sale, so I picked that up. I got the batting on a roll from Amazon and the clover tool. So my Amazon order came yesterday, and so I couldn't wait to start. So I sewed the jelly rolls end to end, and then I pulled out a couple of the colors that I didn't want to use. So like there was like a goldy yellow in there, which was really pretty. But I wanted to use primarily the blues and the navies and the pinks for my rug. And then I pulled from my leftover jelly rolls from other projects. I added in a couple jelly rolls I had, strips. And then I had a couple, what did I add? Oh, I had like, oh yeah, I also like added in, you'll see, because I know I took some pictures. I had like some layer cake squares, which are only 10 by 10. But I cut them to 2.5, sewed them end to end. So like my jelly roll has a little bit of scrappiness to it to add some more strips to make up for the ones I took out. Love this so stinking much. So I'm just started. So I sewed all my ends end to end, trimmed, pressed all the seams open, fan folded it. I'll show you. I know I have a really pretty picture of it all folded nice together. And then today I started by layering the batting on a roll onto the wrong side of the fabric and using this tool to make the tube. And then I'm running it through the sewing machine with the walking foot. Oh my gosh, so nice. I remember when I was making the jelly roll slice, same idea using the jelly rolls and the batting, but you don't do it in a continuous strip. You sew the ends a certain length and make it like a semicircle. Anyway, I remember how many clips I used and how wonky everything was, you know, like would get if you didn't use enough clips. And this, no clips needed, just this tool. Oh, wonderful. So I'll share some pictures, and then I will definitely have this done sooner than later to share with you. So the next little portion to share, I'm just like talking a mile a minute, is my haul. So I have a little bit of haul to share with you guys, and then I think that'll be it for this video. So so far, if you're with me and you like this content, you have fun hanging out with me, would you give my video a like, a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, would you subscribe to my video? I ask only because it makes me happy. It makes me feel so good when I get a new subscriber. I don't know why. I think it's from like grade school when your teacher would give you a sticker, like especially if you get like a scratch and sniff sticker. Those were the best. But even my daughter, I'll tell you that, you know, mom would work for gold stars. Like, definitely I need my paycheck, but if you give me a gold star, a nice title, and an added girl, something like that. And I think that's why I do like the YouTube, is I like that thumbs up. I like that new subscriber, and I love this. And I thought it was really heartwarming, getting off subject a little bit here, super heartwarming. My son said to me, because when he asked me what I was doing or something, and I told him, you know, I was making a video, editing a video or something, and my son's like, you know, 30, and he said, you keep doing that, Mom, because he goes, you know what, that is such a gift to the family, because someday we'll be able to all just sit back and watch your videos. And I was just like, what? Why would you want to sit and watch your mom's videos? You're not a crafter. But it made me feel good, and oh, I'm gonna get all teary-eyed now. But anyway, so whatever the reason is that you do Flosstube, watch Flosstube, all the above, just know that it's an awesome community, and it made me feel good that my son said those things to me, that he was like, yeah, Mom, do the videos. We'll all appreciate it someday. Document your crafty journey. So that was cool. Anyway, so let me get out my haul, because you know, I do like a good bargain, and I have a couple goodies to share with you. So I'll be right back. So I wanted to add this little section while I go get my haul ready for you guys, of Abby's quilts. Abby, my daughter, she is awesome and amazing, and there's nothing she can't do. She's pretty brand new to quilting, and she has just jumped in with both feet. I can't believe how much she gets done between, you know, working full-time, working part-time, being a mama, being a partner, doing all the things, and she finds time. And then she's also learning how to free motion quilt on her domestic machine. I just couldn't be happier for her. All the things she's learning to do, I'm just so proud of her. Way to go, Abby. Okay, through the magic of editing, I am back, and you didn't see me like wander around the room and all that jazz. Speaking of my new treasures, I wanted to talk about this again. This was the little vacuum, the knockoff of the Fat Quarter Shop one. It's not the pretty pink and all that, but I saw it at Walmart for like $5 in the office supply. And I know last time I was kind of wishy-washy, like, oh, I don't know, yeah, I like it, no, I don't like it. I love it. Love, love, love. I've used this so many times, especially cutting, trimming up the jelly rolls and working with the jelly rolls, how you get all that lint and little fabric scraps. And it was like all over this, and I went, and it cleaned it all up. Get yourself one of these. This one was like $5 at Walmart. The Fat Quarter Shop one is a pretty pink, and I think it's like $9 or $10. And I don't know if it's the same thing or if it works better, but yes. So that was my PSA. So the things that I received as I added to my tool collection of rulers. So I got the Lori Holt, which one is this one? This is the 3.5 Cute Cut. And I'm thinking that I was working on something where I wish I had a 3.5-inch ruler, so that's why I got this one. Then let's go through the stack of fabric real quick. So all of this is from Joann's, and I'll just flip through it quickly. And this isn't from yesterday. This is from a couple weeks ago when they had a little bit more in stock than they did yesterday. Oh, and this makes me think of Priscilla's Pretty Plaids and Chelsea's Checks. And I did watch their video. I guess I was a little late to the party, their weekend video I just watched. And their fabric has been discontinued. And I heard that someplace else before they said it. And so I was able to go into Fat Quarter Shop and buy a little bit of what they had left of Chelsea's Checks before it sold out. I like Priscilla's Pretty Plaids as well, but if I had to pick between the two, I like the smaller checks more. And so that's why I went with that. So that hasn't arrived yet, but that's really sad that their fabric's being discontinued. I feel like their fabric is a basic, the checks and the plaids. But anyway, I guess all good things come to an end. So anyway, I got this. And then, I don't know, did I show you these already? I apologize if I did and I just hadn't put them away. But let me flip through them real quick. So I got this. I have the blue one that matches this. I got these little, I feel like I've told you these. I'm so sorry if I did. Little ballerinas. Maybe I just need to put my stuff away. I'm not a huge purple person, but I like that. Some more white on white. It's a white on white. And this is, now see, this is a wide back. And this is the day that I saw the navy. I had this that I had cut, and then I had a bolt of navy that I was going to have cut. And I think I got 5 yards of this. And she says, you know that these are two different prices. I thought they both, this was not a Kona. This was whatever their store brand is. I did not realize there was a difference. There was a significant difference in price. And so I put the navy back, and I just got this beautiful, this really pretty blue. And I was hoping to go back and get the navy, but like I said, it's all gone. So I definitely need to put my fabric away so I don't accidentally show you again. And if I did show you twice, I'm so sorry. Then these items here, I know I didn't show you. I got 2 new packages of Ada. I got, what's this one called? Sage Summer Khaki 14 count. A really dark neutral with some green undertones. And then I wanted a really pretty gray, and this is a soft gray. I think it's called Silver. And this one is Cosmo. And then I told myself that I was going to continue to buy some Classic Colorworks, even though I'm not in the club. So I threw one of these in my basket because I think I'm on the M's. So I got Mistletoe. And I also got a needle minder while it was on sale. I wanted to get more, but I have to be an adult. I can't buy everything I want. So I just got that one. And then this is the floss I needed for my Lori Holt Prairie stitch cards that I'm doing. So I needed those colors. I hope those browns are not too dark, or my fabric's not too dark for these browns. It's a pretty corally pink though. So anyway, I have those. So let me sit those over there at the cross stitch. I don't know. This was just an impulse purchase. These quilting gloves were on flash sale, and so since Abby's been really into quilting, I got these for her. Or she did, I don't know if I told you, when she was last over, she did get the frame and the machine on there working really well. We've come to the conclusion that I kind of made do with my leaders for the rollers to add. I don't have the proper canvas leaders, and I made some out of quilting cotton, and they're not rolling up right. And I'm also missing the thing that goes in the groove. I don't know what you call it, to help it roll out. Anyway, we feel like the tension of the fabric is what's throwing us off now. Like our fabric is not taut enough. And I'm also missing, I'm missing the bungee clips that would come in from the sides to hold the fabric. And I used those at when I did my long arming at the store. They had those, and I noticed the difference. At first I was like, oh, these really don't make that much difference, but it did. It made just enough tension to hold that fabric so the machine went smoothly over the fabric as it was quilting. So there's a couple of things that we might invest in for that machine. And then this, I think these were on flash sale the same day this was. And this was something I really wanted. Or maybe this was new. Maybe this was Notify Me Now. I think this is new. And I wanted to get this panel because it made me think of my beautiful granddaughter Lilith. She is so into farm animals, it's not even funny. And it's so cute because every day she says, hello sheep, hello cows, as she drives past them. And I thought this was just a beautiful Christmas panel with, and who doesn't want a pink barn? I want a pink barn. I love this so much. Who am I kidding? It's for me and not Lilith. I just said that I was getting it for the 4-year-old. It's so pretty. So anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it is so pretty. So that is it for my haul and my stitching adventures for the last couple weeks and my quilting. I will talk to you guys soon, probably in another couple weeks when I have a little bit more done to share with you. Oh, I wanted to talk about May 10th is the first Jolly Bar Day. A Jolly Bar is a special pre-cut exclusive to the Fat Quarter Shop. It is a layer cake cut in half, so it's 10 by 5. And this Jolly Bar came with this free pattern that I got a while back. And I've been dying to make it. And if I was going to be home this weekend, this is what I would be doing. I would be sitting around trying to sew my first Jolly Bar quilt up. So if you didn't know, get prepared, grab yourself a Jolly Bar, and tune into the Fat Quarter Shop to see what they have going on. I'm sure they'll have something fun planned for the day. Anyway, I just was putting away my things. I saw this on the shelf and I thought I wanted to let you know, if you didn't know, that they're gonna have something special for the Jolly Bars, a little special Jolly Bar Day. Anyway guys, bye. I hope you guys have a wonderful time until we meet again, and thank you so much for stopping by. I enjoy visiting with you. Bye.